I didn't. Oh, I didn't have. Sorry, I didn't have. My normal show last week or whatever. So I didn't talk about the 4th of July and what the holiday represents and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. But I feel like at this point, a lot of us know now what it represents, what it is. At this point, you choose to do what you want to do. I've seen some posts about people celebrating Juneteenth and celebrating the 4th of July. It's like if you want to celebrate just to be celebrating, do you? Like we have to really stop worrying about what other people think about the things that we choose to do with our lives. Granted, this is the truth be told, and people choose to live their life the way that they want to live. But as long as you're aware of the truth, you teach the truth. Like you can do if you want to celebrate, do that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't be forced to feel like you have to do something just to go along with society or whatever. But be have enough courage to stand in what it is you believe and do what it is that you want to do. This is gonna come full circle towards the end of the conversation, but definitely, yeah. Okay. We know we weren't free for July 1776. When they really got their freedom from Britain, whatever, it really gave them more power to do what they wanted to do with our people. But that's a totally different story, right? Because that's when they were really ready, able to wipe out our identity, destroy basically the history, rewrite history, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it literally gave them the opportunity and everything to do all the things that like we really have went through. So that's one reason I choose not to celebrate it, just because of the representation of what it actually is. But you always see people that want to have an opinion, and we've seen this really big this week with Shakara Richardson, right? And of course, I got to talk about this because, baby, I was just, it's just so okay. Okay, so Shakara Richardson, fastest woman right now, ran like a 10.4, 10.8, one of those. Both of those, maybe, I don't know. Right, exactly, or whatever, qualify for the Olympics in a 100-meter race, which is so special to my heart because that's what I ran. So I understand, like, I know, like, girl, what? Like, she is fast, because I was fast. So, and I was like, no, what? So, yes, like, I've been excited. And, of course, like, everybody else that pays attention to it are, understands everything like that. Yes, like, we were excited to watch her in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? And then she gets suspended for marijuana. We still doing that? Like, we still testing for marijuana. Like, it's, like, I don't know. Like, what? No, but anyway. So, a lot of people, there are a lot of different opinions surrounding this, surrounding this issue or whatever. You have people that will support her. We get into that. You have people, especially our people, like they automatically want to go to like being addicted to something. It's like you need to be able to take responsibility for you do. Like she's dumb, she was ruining her future and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. And it's just like, one, she had lost her mother, and like people said that people make excuses. Well, it's not really excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell somebody, like, I'm not making an excuse. I'm laying out the facts. And anyway, her mom had died, and here's the thing. She found out that her mom died during an interview from a reporter. Like, what? And so, and then look at her, like, not to be judgmental or anything like that, but did we think she did not smoke weed? Like, come on now. But of course, it's rules is rules. The Olympics have rules and all these other kind of things. And, it's just like a lot of people talking down and everything like that. And I just look at baby girl like, one, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, one, she already made it. We know she's the fastest. We know how fast she can run. She don't really have anything to prove to anybody, you know. And that's the thing about the Olympics. It's like we are so sit up here to go entertain, you know, for the United States. Like, you know what I'm saying? And represent and I meant to look this up because I can't even I wanted to know, when was we even allowed in the Olympics? Like, y'all act like this is a hold on, I'm about to look this up real quick. I'm sorry, I should have looked this up before. But yes, and this is not the last, this is not the last Olympics, you know, and she's 21 years old. Like, she can do what she want to do. I'm sure she weighed the decisions and everything like that and got to live with her decision, but that's her decision to make. And we cannot expect people to make decisions that's going to entertain us because we want her to run and we're disappointed and all this other kind of stuff. No. And then, y'all, oh my goodness, and then the girl that they wanted to replace her. Okay, so yeah, so she came running. She accepted a 30-day suspension, which is going to end on July 27th. She'll be able to run in the relays, right? So they were going to replace her in a relays, the little European chick that they were going to replace her with. I'm just so excited to be able to be on the team, and I just want to encourage children to say no to drugs. Weed is not a drug. I don't know how many times that we have to say this, or how many times that people need to hear this, or who needs to hear it, but weed is not a drug. And okay, I was looking up something real quick because I don't want to get on a rant, but that's another thing that we need to address too, because our people fall into that same thing, you know, too. That's why they had to remove it from Dare. They couldn't even include it in Dare no more, because weed is a drug. Drug is something that you have to make. Okay, you don't make weed. You don't have to do nothing to it. You don't have to do nothing to it but set it on fire. You don't have to mix it. You don't have to put it in a factory. You got to make Tylenol is more of a drug than marijuana. And I'm just saying, like, all the drugs that they prescribe us in hospitals, opioids and all this other kind of stuff or whatever, those are drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not saying that you can't be addicted to weed, but everyone has their decisions of what they choose to do or whatever, you know, in their life. But you're not gonna overdose on it. You know, it ain't gonna kill you. If anything, it's gonna keep you from dying. You know what I'm saying? It's medically used, and they're selling it. Like, at the end of the day, okay. I'm trying to keep this thing, because this topic, you know, it was just people are so Jesse Owens. Was Jesse Owens, what is that cool? Is that right? Yeah, I think 1936. Jesse Owens. Yep. Okay. I don't know how I didn't know that. That's probably taught in Black History Month in the class, because I know the name or whatever. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so what I was looking up was the first time that our people were allowed to compete in the Olympics, which was in 1936. But to me, the Olympics is just like a game, like the Romans used to like have or whatever, and it was there to entertain you know, the masses, you know. And when we, even from Jesse Owens, even when we first started participating in the Olympics, you know, we're it's really be us competing against us. You know, just like for their entertainment, for, you know, and there's people to make money and things like that or whatever. So to me, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Baby girl made a choice, and her sanity and what she wanted to do that time was more important than running in this Olympics. And that's just what it is. And people need to respect that. And we can't get mad at her for making that decision on our behalf because of what we wanted to see her do. Okay, back to old girl and the say no to drugs. Okay, and let's talk about this. When we talk about weed or whatever, so they want to ban weed and things like that. People, this girl tested positive for steroids. You got men trying to run as women, so they take estrogen and all these other kind of things that actually affect the outcome of the things that you are doing. They want to allow men to participate in women's sports, which testosterone in a women's sport is apparently you can have too much of that because they disqualified two runners for their testosterone, normal testosterone levels, to be higher than what is supposed to be done, or what is supposed to be or whatever. But it's their natural testosterone levels. They ban them, they disqualify them, they can't run or whatever. But a man or a woman can. Oh goodness gracious, it's ridiculous. Whatever, you can vice versa and do whatever you want to do. That's okay though. And then you have it was somebody else tested positive for different kind of drug. It's crazy, but it's like you don't hear. Or it was another European chick that tested positive for marijuana as well, but you don't hear all the speculation around it. You don't hear all the news coverage around it, and all these type of things or whatever, right? Because everybody was just willing to watch this little melanated woman, you know what I'm saying, be superwoman and entertain everybody and all the things, all the kind of stuff, because they just like we some dang zoo animals. No, I don't even. And then they with the swim, they banned the swim caps that people would need, like girls with afros and probably me, like if they had locks and stuff like that. Like my hair in a bun right now, but it's long, it's a lot of it, right? And so if I was swimming and I had to wear a swim cap, I would need a bigger one to lay my hair down. No, they banned those. So it's not seeming like they really want us there anyway. So it's definitely not a reason that we should be attacking our own. You know what I'm saying about it. We definitely shouldn't be doing that. Y'all comment, let me know what y'all think though. I was trying to see something. Oops. Okay, so yeah, so we definitely shouldn't have been doing that or whatever. And so back to the so again with weed being a drug and what you were saying and how they're trying to okay, so they're selling it, right? Why is this not working? Okay, there we go. So they're selling it. They're making a lot of people. There's a lot of people making a lot of money off of marijuana right now. There's a lot of people making they're making a lot of money off marijuana and stuff right now or whatever. So this is like if they can sell it and they can make money off of it and they can capitalize off of it and everything like that, but it's still the rules are the rules and you shouldn't smoke it, and then you get all this public like humiliation or whatever because you participate in it. Now everybody wants to judge you and have all these different whatever. It shouldn't even be tested for anymore. It ain't helping to run faster. Me personally, I'm impressed that as a former track star, okay? Okay, as a former track star, I am impressed that she ran the 10-4 with smoker lungs. Let's be real, okay? That's what I'm impressed about, So I definitely was like, there was just too much going on around that whole situation. People was just doing too much. Respect the lady, let the lady do what she want to do. Also with the United States and weed, it's an important fact for us to remember with weed. Why? Okay, that's what I wanted to get into. Why marijuana is illegal in the United States. Again, it's a control issue. It goes back to our people. It goes back to Europeans wanting to capitalize off of us and make money because originally hemp, which is the plant of the marijuana plant, right? Because hemp was used to make paper, can make like furniture, can build houses. Like hemp can do a lot of different things that like you need brick, you need cement, you need all these other type of stuff or whatever, which to do things now all these different basically supply, you know what I'm saying, for different things. Even paper, like now they want to use trees and everything like that, but like even the original constitution was written on hemp paper, right? It wasn't even regular paper or whatever. So like now we cutting down trees, we messing up the mother earth, you know, we messing up the environment or whatever, when we could really just use this plant that kind of basically provides everything that you need, right? So but the main thing then of why I wrote a 10-page paper over this in college, so it's crazy. But the main thing then was cotton. It was the competition with cotton, right? Now think about it. Why is the production or the use of cotton so important? Because you had slaves in the South picking cotton. You know what I'm saying? They needed somebody to sell it to, right? So if they wanted to, if they using hemp, you know what I'm saying? And they don't need cotton, and you can make clothes, you can do everything that you can do with cotton, you can do with hemp, right? There will be no need for cotton. Yet, so therefore, my slaves are useless, right? This is why they made hemp illegal, because they wanted to keep their slaves. And you can go look it up, like they didn't want that one type of plant or the one type of resource that could be used for so many different things when they had other things that they wanted to sell. They can't have you smoking the marijuana that's a healthy, that's medically, for most people, a lot of people, is medically prescribed to help with multiple health issues. We're not even talk about mental health issues, okay? But physical health issues and anything like that or whatever, then you would need no need for big farm. If think about it, if it wouldn't have ever been legal and everything like that or whatever, you'd be like, I got a headache. You ain't about to be like, let me go get some Tylenol, let me go get some ibuprofen. You're gonna be like, let me roll a little of this herb right here and get this headache gone. Or you got pain in your right, what they prescribing for now. You got pain in your joints, arthritis, all kind of stuff like that or whatever. Pain, and they'd rather get you hooked on opioids. You know what I'm saying? Things that you can overdose on. You can't overdose on marijuana. And this is not a show. I'm not just a show just promoting marijuana, okay? I'm just being truthful about what it is, because it's the truth be told. Now, whether it's legal where you at or illegal where you at, whether you choose to participate in it, whatever, that's your choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the ability to choose what we do for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what makes us human. That's what sets us apart from everyone else. Like, that is just, you know what I'm saying? We have that choice for a reason. We have to respect people's choices and what they choose to do with their life, because it's their life. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about what you choose to do with your life, and don't worry about what nobody else think about what you choosing to do with your life as well, you know? But you also got to have knowledge and be righteous, and you know what I'm saying, because you got to be, you want to be in a good thing if you want to continue on and things. But that's understanding life, you know. Anyway, so real quick before I had to go on break, I want to talk about the oh shoot okay, so real quick before I go on break, I want to talk about Bill Cosby, okay? Because Bill Cosby then got out of jail, okay, and people was having hitting the roof. They talking about, you know what I'm saying, like, he guilty, he should have been in jail, he should have did this and that. I don't even remember. I remember, here's the thing. One, I don't want to believe that Bill Cosby had to do all that. That he would do all that for there to be multiple, you know, melanated women that he's never tried, touch, anything like that. And I just say he did. It just don't sit with me. I know Bill Cosby was doing some things. He was trying to buy some news platforms, all these kind of things or whatever. So when things like that start happening, then all these things start coming out about you, and now I don't think it's true. And so, I feel like he should have been freed. I'm glad that he's been freed. You know what I'm saying? And if he did, not if he did do that. Well, here's the thing. If he did, do the things that they accused him of, right? uh Karma, God, you know what I'm saying? He gonna handle that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need this government to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all want to go back that long ago, why y'all didn't arrest the lady that admitted that she lied on Emmett Till? Because I didn't think murder, all that type of stuff had a expiration date. And if he can get on these charges and be in jail, she definitely should have been in jail for that. I don't care how old she is. Like, what? No, when we talk about the justice system, things need to be fair on both sides. So I'm not gonna really cue that man or nothing like that. I'm glad that man is at home, back with his family, able to enjoy his his life that he didn't make for himself, his wealth, his children, and everything as he's getting older. All that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. It's in support of women being taken advantage of or anything like that. Because as soon as you say something like that, that's what people want to go. Like, no, that doesn't mean that I support that at all. Just because if you believe he did it, then that's on you. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I think about it a little bit more in depth. Now everybody wants to say he out. R. Kelly should have been out. No, he shouldn't have. No, he shouldn't have. It is what it is. I do hope R. Kelly get out one day, but it ain't the same thing. It ain't the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just, but it's just so crazy how we we have so much emotion towards these type of things that's like going on in the world and everything like that, and very opinionated and stuff about it. It really comes out with social media, because you talk to other people about it. People say things to you, and back and forth, like a kind of like you're going back and forth or something about it, and it gives more room for but in a sense it's good too, because we're able to bounce ideas and thoughts and everything off of each other, and it helps you be able to change your perspectives on the different things as when you hear different perspectives on a certain topic and everything like that. And then it helps to practice. It's a practice in removing how do I want to say this? It's a practice in removing your perception, like going beyond your own perception, which is something that we all really have to be able to do at some point in time. And it's to really um yeah, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say? Oh yeah, be able to get out of our own perception and see things from be able to see things from multiple perspectives. Because once you can see things from multiple perspectives, then you are able to kind of not counsel yourself, but really hear, like when you meditate, or if you some people, I say meditation, prayer, whatever, like you praying for something, meditation or something, whatever, you're able to be able to get the answer clear when you can come from different perspectives. Because if you're always in your own perspective and you're not getting what you want, then obviously your perspective needs to change, right? But it's easier said than done. So that is one thing that I feel like social media platforms really should be able to help us with, because sometimes you do have those people that's just going to go back and forth on what that is, but only a fool will stay in an argument with a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell when someone is really engaged in the conversation and comprehending and things by the way that they're responding. If it's a lot of aggression or it's a lot of anger, things like that, like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste my time on that. You want to argue. I'm not going to argue with you. Nah, I'm just saying. But yeah, like, it's what you choose to engage in and how you choose to engage. And then sometimes you catch people that you able to, really bounce a conversation, have an actual conversation with a person from a different perspective. And hopefully both of you grow out of the conversation. That's even the same thing that I do here on the Truth Be Told, because it's like, I want to make sure. Well, I mean, I've been able to view things from different perspectives for a long time because I'm a Scorpio. I gotta do that. Like I gotta, because I know I can be in my own head. I can be misinterpreting the whatever through whatever. Like it's a lot of different things. Like I look at things, so I definitely try to view or not try. I definitely view things, consider things from multiple perspectives whenever I'm trying to make like a decision or anything like that. And yeah, I feel like it helps with that, but sometimes we got to understand where to put that energy, what to put that energy into and what not to put that energy into, and stop getting so emotionally attached to these situations, like to where you will get angry and you arguing and all kind of things like that. Like those are the things that we should not be doing with each other. It's okay to talk about it, it's okay to discuss it and view one's thinking and everything on it, because that's how you grow. You don't grow just in your own pot. Like you got to be, soil got to be put in, water got to be put in, sunlight got to be put in. Like in order to grow, there's things that have to be put in, and those things are you know God has provided those things in a way to those things through man, you know because God speaks to man through man. You might hear something on the radio, you may read something on the TV, somebody invented something that you needed, like whatever it is, we how to understand that it's all comes from God, and it helps us to be what am I trying to say? United with like one another in a sense of like humanity and nature and everything like that. It all works together in a sense. And so yeah. So that's one thing I can say about social media. But all the arguing and stuff that was going over about these situations, don't get too emotionally tied to them. Respect other people's opinion to choose, to make their decision of what it is that they want to do. And don't get, to the point where it affects your day. You can't let I think I believe it's outside forces affect how you're feeling on the inside. And once it starts to do that, then you have to change your perspective and do a flip, and what I'm saying, do some whatever for your own mental per, protection, right? Energy protection, really. Okay, so it's time for me to take a break. I'm gonna take a break. Um, yeah, I'm just ask that you guys bear with me while we get a couple sponsorships out the way.
Right, let's see.
I ain't even playing on Facebook.
Okay, you off the. You're not.
I mean, I am, but it ain't moving.
So it's freezing up again with you.
Yeah.
I was looking at it on my
I
phone. It
thought
was
that's why you start recording.
well, yeah. I started recording it because I did it. YouTube is acting up, but on the KUAW one, it was still going smooth,
Um,
which was strange. But yeah, it was. Let's see what I got going on here.
Let me look at it now. Yeah, no, look at me.
Yeah, you're still. Now let me see. Let me pull it up on.
Seen when somebody came in, like watching and stuff, but it wasn't moving. Oh, it's moving on yours?
No, I can hear it, but it's not moving. Yeah, you're moving slow. You're moving jerky. But it's showing green like it's got a good signal. That's yeah. See, it was moving. Now it's
Man,
still,
that was way behind.
huh?
I said that was way behind.
Oh, oh yeah. But it was. See, YouTube is stopped now. I'm gonna have to get back with the caster people again because they were saying I changed the settings that they wanted.
I gotta get something to drink. My throat.
Yep. Okay.
What am I trying to say? United with like one another in a sense of like humanity and nature and everything like that. It all works together in a sense.
Yeah, that's
So
not
yeah,
what we want.
so that's one thing I can say about social media. But all the arguing and stuff that was going over about the situation, some get too emotionally tied to respect other people's opinion to choose, um, to make their decision of what it is that they want to do, and don't get, to the point where it affects your day. You can't let, I believe it's outside forces affect how you're feeling on the inside. And once it starts to do that, then you have to change your perspective and,
Okay, are we ready?
what I'm saying, do some whatever
Okay,
for
just a
your
second.
own
We'll go
mental
back. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
protection, right? Energy
Okay,
protection,
just a
really.
second. Here you
Okay,
go.
so it's time for me to take a break. I'm gonna take a break.
You're
Um,
on.
All right, and I appreciate you guys for bearing with me
well,
while we took a break and pay our sponsorship. Again, if you have a business or an event that you would like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure to send us an email at kuaw985@gmail.com. This is the Truth Be Told Tuesday, 6 p.m. We live. um, so yes, okay. So I appreciate that was a good first half. Talk about those type of things and whatever. But I came across this post yesterday on Facebook, and I gotta talk about this. And I gotta talk about this in portions because baby, it was broke down so good by a man. And it was a man saying these things. It's a man saying these things or whatever. Because when I start reading to you, you're gonna think it was a woman, but it's a man. Okay. Um, so yes. And so it's more into y'all know I like to make this kind of like towards like relationships and things like that. And it's more on that side because those things I be going through, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yeah, I gotta live my life with me. But so it says, more silent conversation. Men have shorter lives than a woman, fail to create healthy platonic relationships, and neglect mental and emotional health. Why? That's a good question, right? Now, break that down. It says men have shorter lives than women. I don't know the answer to why to that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like they don't really care about the way they eat as much because nowadays people are more aware and healthier in what they eat and things like that, working out and things like that or whatever. So I wouldn't even know if that really still, kind of fails, but it says failed to create healthy platonic relationships. That's a good one too, because it seems like every time you you know what platonic is. See, I feel like one reason that men can't create healthy platonic relationships is because, like, if they have a girlfriend or something like that, then they're worried about her being insecure about oh, that's just my friend, or you know what I'm saying. Like, women don't really fall for that, you know what I'm saying. And then you meet somebody new, and they like, you got this girl, but that's my friend. And I'm like, I don't know about that, like it's we don't even encourage men to have healthy platonic relationships, right? And what it is something that we could encourage because women have healthy platonic relationships. You got men, I feel like women have, whether you got a boyfriend or not, you have some platonic relationships in your life, you know. So yeah, that's one thing. And then another thing is that they just want to sleep with everybody. So they need to stop doing that, right? Or and it's really not even getting to sleep with, it's sleeping with somebody so quick, right? Because even you can get to know a person or whatever, and you can be like, I don't really want to sleep with this person, but they cool, like we could be friends, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't take the time to get to know somebody, or if you don't really understand like how that process works or participate in that process to get to know somebody, then you would never know if that was a platonic relationship or intimate relationship because you immediately jump to intimacy, right? So that's another thing. It says neglect mental and emotional health. One reason to that is when we talk about this, it's like how men are raised to not cry or not show emotion, or to emotion being tied to a woman and being like of a weaker sense. Like it's like if you show how you're feeling or you show, you know, whatever, any type of emotion, then it somehow makes you weaker. And you gotta let that idea go because that's not true, you know. And again, it's society. You know what I'm saying? It's the society, the box. I mean, I remember talking about this when it's the box that society puts in what a man is supposed to be, or things like that. So the second part, it says we love to use the fear of partnership against women, but at the end of the day, men should be fearful of growing old alone. That is true too, because at the end of the day, here's the thing: we're not meant to be alone. You know what I'm saying? Like we weren't even made to be alone. Like, and it is the thing about it is, and I think I've said this before, but if you look at like some of the most successful men, they will tell you, my wife, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the first things they give credit to is their wife, you know? So we're not meant to be alone, you know, it's not meant to be out here just sleeping with whoever or whatever and not creating those like those bonds, those ties, those bonds. We talk about how we talked about a couple of shows ago that say why don't relationships last as long as like our grandparents relationships and stuff used to last. But it's like, you know, they don't think about that, they really don't. The time we waste performing our masculinity before one another was the time we were supposed to be using to form meaningful bonds. So what I was saying is that when it said the time that we waste in performing our masculine duties, right? Before one another. So it's like more so of, you get a lot of men that say I'm not where I want to be, you know, and I'm not so they like I can't focus on a relationship, I'm not where I want to be, and other things like that or whatever, instead of like I said, building real, you know, emotion and meaningful bonds with people, you know, and not being afraid. But see, I feel like when you start developing those bonds, it somehow makes you feel like a emotion, or you get to, I don't even know how to explain it because I'm not a man, right? I don't know, I'm a woman, so I could just how I see it. And but yeah, sometimes when I miss Nelson Neal. But then it says, and it's nothing like knocking on 50 with a 15-year-old, um, a 15-year-old BMW, high blood pressure, a room at your mama house, and a life of estranged relationships. That was just me. Wondering why you can't date successfully, so you look for relationships that you can manipulate by money and people you can control because you cannot cultivate the emotional maturity to have an adult relationship. Now, whoa, that was a lie right there. So it says that manipulate with money and people you can control, right? Now that's not all in the men's fault, really. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Because one, they say they're women. I don't. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. They're looking for how much money a man makes. Most of them are, because we have this sense of money that's been programmed into us, when money really is nothingness. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that it's nothing as if you don't need it, but it's not what you have to focus on, because if you are really living your passion and doing what you supposed to, you know, doing what you're supposed to be doing, the money will be there, because God know you need money to survive. Like he know it's like this. You know what I'm saying? So currency, it's like it's not always just money. It's currency. Period. Like you've always needed some type of exchange of currency to go along with the times or whatever. So if you're following your heart, you living righteous and you know following your passions and everything like that, the money is gonna come. You can manifest money. Like it ain't. It's easier than how people make it, how it seems. It's easier than it seems. Okay. And then it's your ideal of money too, because it's a numbers game. Like when what how much, real, like really how much money is enough money? You know what I'm saying? Like, when would you ever be like, oh, I got enough money for, like, look at oh boy that world Amazon. He's still racking it up. He not worried about. I don't. It's a numbers game. You can always get more and more and more of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should not be your focus on what you think, because then that's why they say money is the root of all evil. Like, it's not money that is evil, or it's in it, or it's not the money, it's the wanting of money, really. You know what I'm saying? The need of money. Because when you feel like you're in a position of where you want it or you need it, then you will go out and do anything for it. You'll rob, you'll kill, whatever. You do anything for it just to get it. When you think about how many people said they had to rob a store because they couldn't feed their children, or this and that, you know what I'm saying? The things that they do, that they say that their mind is wrapped around this concept that this is what they have to do to get money, because they don't have no other way to get it. Like, no, if you do what you supposed to do, again, following your well, you got to be, it's weird. I don't even know how to explain it, because you just got to be able to have, you got to have faith. You know what I'm saying? You got to have faith that you create what you want. And if you got faith in that, then it'll manifest the way that you want it to manifest, period. People that can control. A lot of people have control issues. I wouldn't put this one just on the men either. A lot of people have control issues. A lot of women have control issues. People just like to kind of know what's gonna happen. Um, but I guess there is like really controlling relationships. But if you choose to be in that type of relationship, you know what I'm saying, that's on you. But when it says emotional maturity to have a adult relationship, that really stuck with me, because again, the word emotional was in there. And I feel like that's one thing our society really strips our men of, is the right to be able to be emotional, to feel their emotions, to go through their emotions, to express their emotions. I feel like that is something that is hindered from childhood, in our men. And so it's crazy that he would put that on there and say that, because that's what it does. You know what I'm saying? When we do the type of things to the toughness, to our little boys don't cry. Men ain't supposed to cry. Boys don't cry. Don't be no punk. Little N word this, little N word that. Like, all those type of things or whatever. Those type of things make them grow up into men that cannot have relationships with other women, because they don't know how to express their emotion, because they have to suppress it for most of their life. You expect them to be tough. You expect them to know how they grew up or whatever. So it's like it's a constant process to be able to, even when you got to realize that, but to be able to even kind of fix that, right? And so, yeah, that's a major problem, and why we don't have why we're not while we're building. And I can't even say that, because I did see this thing that says like 70%, we're like up 70% on like two-parent homes since like the 1970s or something like that. I'm gonna have to find that and talk about that next week. So I'm not saying that it's not possible or whatever, and I think we are getting back around to it, but it's because we're having these type of conversations, right? And so like, people gonna understand that the programming is not gonna do, because then you say, why all these women single, and skip over why you single. Says, don't be concerned about why women being single. Be concerned about the possibility of a woman being able to cohabitate with a man who doesn't clean his fingernails, believes Duce is water alternative. Oh shoot. Oh, I didn't got off of it, y'all. Oh, that believes Duce is a water alternative and wants to lead a relationship but doesn't know where to go. Right? Woo! Baby, it's a mouthful, okay? One, it says doesn't clean his fingernails. Hygiene. Y'all gotta make sure y'all out there teaching y'all sons hygiene. Believes Duce it's a water alternative. That's programming with this liquor right now. This summer is Casamigos. But a lot of alcoholism, but again, that's promoted in society. And then the ability to lead, because they said that it's an expectation now for men to want to lead or whatever, instead of actually knowing what it means and actually being able to do it. Like, it's more of, I expect to be able, I expect to lead because I'm a man. Like they feel like they should just be leading just because they're a man. Nah, baby, that ain't the only qualifications of a leader around here. So there's the different things. It's like I said, it's being taught on what it means to actually lead and being allowed to lead, because a lot of women um they don't know how to allow it either. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It causes a lot of ripple. Okay. So then it says men rounding 30. So basically they saying they should be been they had these bonds formed by 30. But it says starting all that hating because they spent a decade of emotional wounded community team. Right? Just out here just slanging it. Whatever. Just doing what they think men's supposed to do, I guess. And then it says the last one is, oh dang, I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Um, it's almost my time anyway. Mm. And then be bitter that nobody wants to spend the next decade of their lives fixing other people's brokenness. So that's how he ended it. So okay, so yeah, so I was saying that that really stuck out to me. One, that I was coming from a man, because I could really see a lot of the things that he's saying just in society alone or whatever. When we look at on social media, even being in a dating scene, like I can see that in men so much, and it's I always wonder, like, why women have this urge, they have this want to form a family, build a family, create a family, and everything like that. You can't do it without a man, but men don't seem to have that same wantingness for life. I don't think it was fair when God did that. It's like they don't seem to have that same wantingness in life or whatever. And um so yeah, it doesn't makes it hard. Like dating is hard, you know what I'm saying? Dating is hard. Um and you could give up hope for real. Um but that's how I say when we talk about these long marriages, that like our parents, our grandparents, some parents, my parents was married for 22 years. So grandparents, things like that, have these 50-year wedding anniversaries and things like that or whatever. It's like we don't build those same things. Our generation have got away from that, and it's a lot to do with those things on those lists. And I'm not saying that it's just men's fault, because it's not. You got some females out here that's real questionable, you know what I'm saying, that ain't really been taught how to be like a woman, you know what I'm saying? But if you actually find a good woman, you gotta not be able to calm all that down and be who it is that you need to be. Like be the king in you, like don't just be out here doing what everybody in this that has you put in this box say that you should be doing, right? Like I don't know. Don't move with the crowd. Go against the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things or whatever. I feel like it's important that we realize what's going on in today, and that we kind of correct it in our next generations, that we don't raise our sons the same way with these type of childhood, I don't really want to call them traumas, but really kind of traumas to deal with, like as far as not being able to express themselves emotionally. And even they should be men should be taught that their body is as sacred as women are taught. You know what I'm saying? Just like I remember growing up and how sacred my mom used to tell me about my body, and you don't just give your body anybody in. Like, you don't just have a baby with anybody. You just don't, it's all these type of conversations or whatever. But I'm just wondering, like, dang, are you having these same conversations with my brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boys should be told how sacred their body is as well, how sacred their seed is to them, and so I feel like we need to correct that in this next generation coming up, like as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to correct that, so that we can move into the See, a lot of people don't understand that families are important. You know, it's not, and not necessarily the family that you come from, but sometimes the family that you create. Like, it's important because you cannot build generational wealth without generations to continue it. You just can't, you know. So you have to be able to create these strong bonds and show, you know, good examples, you know, to the to children. Like, growing up, we can't keep creating these broken homes and things like that and then expect them to get ahead. We just can't. And it starts with identifying these little things or having these little conversations about things like that, because in no way forward am I down in, you know, anybody. It's just something that I see. And so it's going to be something that, you know, to make sure now my nephews, that I encourage to know the type of things that I want to say to them, you know, and how I want to treat them. Make sure they know how to express themselves, feel freely. It's feel good to freely express how they feel. Know that they don't have to hold everything in, you know, and deal with it like a man. Like, you don't have to, like, what does it even mean to deal with it like a man? Like, those are type of phrases and things that we need to get rid of. We don't need to be repeating those type of things to our children. We gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do better so that our future generation, our future world can be set up better than what it is that we experience now. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with, I love life. Don't get me wrong. I love my life. So I'm not saying that, but it can always be better. You know what I'm saying? Everything can always improve in some way, shape, form. So I definitely feel like that is a major thing in when it comes to relationships today, because most men really aren't looking for that. You know, they're not really looking for that, you know. And so it is cool to have all of the side pieces and things like that. And it's just the concept of what a relationship is supposed to be about and what a relationship is actually supposed to provide you. You know, that's important. You're supposed to know what a relationship is supposed to provide you, because it's not simply just this pleasure. Like, it ain't always gonna be pleasure. It's not gonna always be happiness, but you got to be able to elevate the person with you. Like, your person's energy. They say that you got like uh the letter of your soulmate is on your left thumb. I don't know if y'all ever seen that, but it's like if you bend your left thumb and in the knuckle in this area right here, that it's a letter. And if you can see the letter, then you know that's supposed to be your soulmate. So that's tight. I was gonna say that's tight, but yeah. Anyway, my time is up. I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me and giving me this time to share with you guys. And I hope you guys come back next Tuesday, same time, same place, different topics. Again, this was Truthfully Told with myself, TV. Oh no, I'm tripping. Hold on. Holy Covenant AGX Nation. Ye are the children of one Father, provided for by His care, and the breast of one mother have given you thanks. Have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with our brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. When you separate in the world, remember the relation that binds you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If our sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace.
All right, I stopped streaming.
I had to get that in there fast.
Yeah, so you about to forget it and stuff, but
I got it.
yeah, I got to get